Welcome to Soul Knowledge. I'm your host, Rocky K of Tune Into Wellness. We are souls having a human experience, and this podcast is where we remember that. Your soul has lived lifetimes. It has a history, a purpose, and a wisdom that goes deeper than anything your mind can analyze. My work through Reiki, hypnotherapy, past life regression, subconscious healing, and intuitive transformation is to help you not just learn about your soul, but to actually know it. Here I'll be sharing real stories from real sessions, lessons from the unseen, and truth-telling about what healing really looks like. The messy, mystical, holy, human, sometimes hilarious, often uncomfortable, absolutely life-changing parts of it all. And I'll warn you now, if you don't like the honest language or the occasional well-placed F-bomb, this is not the podcast for you. Because sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is, fuck this, I'm done repeating this pattern. So let's take a breath. Tune in. Let go of what you think you know. And let's drop into the wisdom your soul's been trying to give you all along. Welcome home. Welcome to Soul Knowledge. Hi, welcome back to Soul Knowledge Podcast. I am Rocky with Tune Into Wellness. And today I want to talk about something that we don't talk about enough, and especially during the holidays, and it's this. The holidays can be beautiful and they can hurt. And sometimes at the exact same time. One moment you're soaking in the lights, the nostalgia, the warmth of the season. And then the very next breath, your heart tightens. A memory stings. A wave of emotion hits you suddenly. It feels like you're being punched right in the chest. If that's been your experience this year, I want you to know you are not alone. I felt it too. This year has carried its own grief for me. Most of you know I lost my sister-in-law, and moving through this first year without her has felt sharp. And that's the best word I can use, is sharp. The first holidays, the first birthdays, the first empty seat at the table. The edges of grief cut a little deeper, if not a lot deeper, that first year. Everything feels a little louder, a little more fragile, a little more tender. And grief isn't only about death. My dad's not doing well, and when I look at him now, he's not the same man he was last year. He's not the same strong presence who watched me open gifts as a child. Time shifts people. Aging shifts people. And sometimes the grief we feel is really the ache of watching someone slowly slip into a new version of themselves, one we weren't ready for. There's grief in change, grief in transition, grief in the roles we outgrow. Even as a mom, the holidays look different now. My girls are grown. There's no magic of hiding presents, tiptoeing down the hall, staying up too late, wrapping gifts in secret. Now, my girls pick what they want, which is cool, but it carries, a different kind of quiet. It's a different kind of season. And so, yes, grief shows up in more places than we really expect. And it's not that you can't find the joys and the goodness in the changes and in the shifts. But there is an adjustment period, and I hope that this episode allows you the permission to give that space for those adjustments. And this time of year can feel like just total emotional whiplash. You can feel love and gratitude, but still feel sadness. You can feel the warmth and still feel the ache. Joy, it doesn't cancel grief. They sit side by side. They are one in themselves. And the more we allow that truth, the less we feel like we're failing at the holidays. If you've had the moments where you smile at something sweet and then suddenly tears are sitting in your throat, you're not unstable. You're not dramatic. You're human. You're alive and your heart is remembering, adjusting, processing, loving, grieving all at once. And while I support people through hypnotherapy, Reiki, and deeper healing work, I want to offer a few things that you can do right now on your own to soften the weight of the season. Nothing complicated, nothing you need to perfect. Just simple grounding things your nervous system really responds to. So the first one is to allow yourself to feel without rushing it away. Like if you need to cry, for Lord's sake, please cry. Don't stifle it. Give yourself that space. And if you need to sit in silence, oh my gosh, take that moment. Sit in the quiet. Let your soul heal. And if your heart needs to talk, please vent. Even if you don't feel like you have anybody, grab a journal and write it down. Get it out. Your emotions aren't trying to drown you. They're trying to breathe. And when we give that space for them to breathe, there is a freedom there. There is a healing there. The next thing I suggest is going outside. I can't tell you how powerful fresh air is and how many clients I have come in to do Reiki. And I am like, your body just wants you to go outside and be in nature. The fresh air recalibrates that nervous system. Go out there, walk slowly. Feel the cold on your cheeks. Let the wind clear the heaviness your mind keeps holding. Or sit on your porch. Wrap yourself up in some really warm blankets. Build a fire outside. Go walk a nature path. Go sit at the ocean. Whatever it is that you have available, go outside. Get that fresh air. The third thing is to give your grief a little space. Or if there's a lot of grief, give it a lot of space. Instead of stuffing it down, imagine giving it a small corner to sit in, acknowledging it, honoring it. Let it be part of the room without letting it take over the whole house. And when we give it that space, we don't get consumed by it. The next one is kind of a favorite of mine. It's tuning into your body, because our body is always speaking. Take some time, place your hand on your heart and on your belly and just breathe. Deep breaths that in the nose, out the mouth, long exhales. It is so powerful. This brings you right out of the fight or flight and back into your center. And there is power in that. And so I want you to remember also on this last one is that nothing you feel is wrong. There's no right way to do the holidays. There's no emotional rule book you have to follow. Whatever you're feeling, it's totally allowed. And even if it looks wildly different than everybody else in your family, you do what you need to do to honor your grief, to honor your feelings. But I hope that you channel the love to those that are around you, that kindness, that love. So now, when I work with my clients, though, through hypnotherapy, it helps them reach those deeper layers of grief and the layers they didn't know were calling for attention. It creates space. It softens the intensity so that they don't feel swallowed by it. And that, I think, is one of the most powerful things that I can do and how I've helped people heal from grief, from loss, big losses. You know, Reiki helps with that heaviness, that foggy feeling in your chest or the tightness in your stomach. Reiki helps the emotional energy move so you don't feel so stuck in it. Meditation is something you can do on your own and on a daily basis that just helps calm the mind. It slows the internal noise so your emotions don't feel so chaotic. And meditation doesn't have to be perfect. It takes practice. Continually showing up and trying. Because I can tell you that my mind is not always quiet when I meditate, and that's okay. Some days I can get my mind real nice and quiet, and other days it's simply just not happening. But I still honor my practice and I sit. Intuitive soul work helps you understand why your heart is reacting the way it is and what your soul is trying to tell you about your own healing and growth through these transitions. But I also believe deeply that healing isn't just what happens in a session. Healing is in the moments in between, when you're gentle with yourself, when you breathe, and when you let yourself feel, when you give yourself permission to be human during a very, very human season. So if you're listening to this and your heart feels a little cracked open, if you've been moving through your days with a quiet pain behind your smile, if grief in any form has been whispering loudly, please know this: you, my friend, are not alone. You're not behind. You're not doing it wrong. You are just human. A human who has been loved deeply, changed deeply, and lived deeply. Your emotions are allowed to take up space this time of year. Let them take up that space. You are worthy. Your feelings are worthy of that space. So I hope this episode helps you breathe a little easier. And I hope it gives you permission to be tender with yourself. If anything I shared today resonated, I know that my door is open. It's not in a sales way, but in a human way. My work will always be here if you feel called to a deeper support. But even without that, you have tools, you have options, and you have the permission to feel everything you feel. I know I'm giving myself that permission. I'm giving myself that space. And I am being very tender with myself because I definitely need it this season. So I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Be gentle with your heart this season. It's carrying a lot and it's doing the absolute best it can. Until next time. Thank you for tuning in and for doing this work, not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. If this episode stirred something in you, trust that. Share it, leave a review, send it to someone whose soul needs it. Your voice and your ripple matter. And if you're ready to go deeper, to explore your past lives, heal your patterns, reconnect to your soul, or work with me one-on-one, head over to tuneintowellness.com or connect with me on Instagram. Until next time, trust what you feel, honor what you know, and remember, your soul already has the answers. Be bold, be light, be you. I'll see you next time on Soul Knowledge.